Welcome back to another TSTerra Plays Tera video. Alright, so today's video is going to be pretty short as we are just covering Tera Console's 125.02 update. This is the second half to the update we got earlier in this month, and I'm going to kind of just do an in-game and patch note because really there's not too much to cover with this update. Like I said, it's going to be pretty short. So the biggest thing that we need to go over is Hall of the Mortal Argon Queen. This is Chandra Manaya hard mode. This is a 900 dungeon. It is quote brand new. And yeah, here are the drops. You can enter it 3 times a day. And yeah, it's just a 900 level dungeon. I have not ran this. I've only ran the normal mode. I have not even cleared the normal mode because honestly I haven't been able to play too much. I do have a little bit of gameplay of the normal mode. All in all, the normal mode is pretty easy, I feel, of a dungeon. She is a bit tankier than most bosses, and the dungeon is very unforgiving, which makes it hard. But overall, most of the mechs are easy. It's just the debuff rotation mech. Once someone with the debuff dies, it's a instant wipe, and that's where the dungeon kind of gets hard. Hard mode is meant to have even more mechs, including that white mech. So I would assume this dungeon might actually be harder, and the rewards are better. Even though we look at the rewards, it doesn't look like there's much here. It's actually the hidden rewards that people are going to want from this dungeon. The stigma scrolls that drop from both of these dungeons, as well as all the recipes and all that good stuff in the patch notes from earlier are meant to drop from that dungeon. And just to refresh on what those are: crafting, etching. These guys, you get these recipes from the hard mode, if I recall from the patch notes correctly. So this is where you're going to want to know that dungeon, as well as it gives the feathers to upgrade your enchantment gear. And that's where we're going to go over and kind of look at the actual patch notes and see that basically, as I stated, Immortal Chandra Manaya is open. It's 500, 5 players. Ignore this weekly entry. It is wrong. It is a daily entry. You get 3 total. I don't think it's a weekly entry due to the fact that it says that both Chandras share the daily entry count. It's not a weekly entry. I believe you get 3 with Elite, and it's, you know, every day it resets. But the thing is if you run Immortal and you wipe and you decide to end the run, then you only have 2 runs for normal mode. So it's kind of like Kelsaic's Raid. You either get to run the hard mode or you get to run the normal mode, and it's a daily limit, not a weekly limit. The last thing to cover is the growth gear boxes. Before, you could kind of trade them and move them through your bank. So if you claimed them on one character, you could bank it and then open it on your main. But the gear was bound, so once you open it up on that character, you can't really do anything with it. It's just stuck on that character. So I don't know why people would have really moved it around, other than, let's say they just didn't want to run Ravenous Gorge on a lower character and just bought it and gave it from their main to the low character and then just, you know, cycled them around. You can't do that anymore, which I get. I understand running those low dungeons to get the gear boxes is not everyone's cup of tea, but you still gotta run the dungeons to get the growth powder to actually enchant it. That powder's not bankable anymore. It was only bankable for a day. So that's honestly everything. Like I said, this wasn't a major patch. It wasn't anything crazy. Next month we should get some more info on what the gear converts, you know, the reason to enchant it. just to give an update, I haven't been playing too much, but within the few days I've been playing, I was able to get my both Meathbot and my Valk's weapon up to like 26, 28. I think the Valk's weapon is a bit higher. It had a slightly better enchant rate. So that's really it. That's all we got. Nothing really too exciting besides the new dungeon. I will try to run it. I will try to find maybe a group that wants to run and get some footage. I would like to make a guide for these dungeons. It's just been really hard to find time to run, as well as I'm dropping my current job to part-time and starting a new job full-time that I'm really actually excited for. I'll be learning a trade, and so that's really cool. It's going to be something nice, but I'm really not going to have a crazy amount of time to dedicate to gaming. Within that, I don't know how much I'm going to be playing Tera, but I have been live streaming on Twitch, Crystal of Atlanta. I want to start taking that content and making content for that game, but there's so much I have to learn. And personally, I've been enjoying that game. It's a fun game, so stay tuned for content on that. Whether it's just me taking my streams and putting them as YouTube VODs, or just streaming, maybe making short videos of runs and stuff. But it's a really fun game. I highly suggest checking it out. Unfortunately, it's not on Xbox, and it might never come to Xbox, but it is on PC and mobile. So it is a mobile game that you can hook up a controller, and you know, you could play it with a controller. So I'll make a video and cover that more, but that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or maybe I forgot something, maybe y'all see glitches, let me know. I know I'm not really doing the Tera news stuff anymore, covering glitches, because honestly I just don't have time to find them or report them, and even if I did, the devs aren't gonna talk about them anymore, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you all have a wonderful day and or night, and hopefully I'll see y'all around either in a Bori or some other game.